It's a Champions League disaster at Liverpool with 3 straight losses leaving us on the brink, but with Mo Salah signing a new contract and the arrival of potential superstar Anthony Gordon, do we have all the tools to turn our season around? But firstly, as ever, let's start with your comments. Greetings Adrian, agent of Joshua Kimmich here. Heard you need a new central defensive midfielder. Well, to be fair, from the switch from our default formation over to this 4-3-3, after the arrival of the 20-year-old Adam Wharton, I thought I had that position sewn up, but after only 11 appearances in all competitions, just 7 of those in the Premier League and only racking up a 6.8 overall rating, the Englishman hasn't exactly hit the ground running. I've toyed with changing up the formation to a more attack-minded system to try and see if I can get the best out of some of my more attacking players, but so far it just has not seemed to work. I was hoping that Adam Wharton's arrival would offer us some much-needed steel in the midfield, and with him just being 20 years of age and the on-loan Tyler Morton being 22, I thought I had that central defensive midfield position sewn up for the foreseeable future. And whilst we're doing a sterling job in the Premier League in second place only to Manchester City, the same certainly cannot be said in the Champions League, with us now sitting third from bottom in 34th place. And if those performances in Europe are anything to go by, perhaps my heavy investment in youth might not have been the best approach. So maybe we need a little bit of an older head in the centre of the park and someone who does have a little bit more experience playing at the highest level in the Champions League, and that is where this man Joshua Kimmich might well step in. At 29 years of age, perhaps he's coming to the end of his career at Bayern Munich and perhaps he wants one final move to the Premier League to show what he can do in English football. Having said that, with the January transfer window only just opening and us still having several weeks left until it slams shut, with me only just bringing Adam Wharton in the summer and we wanting to create an English spine here at Liverpool Football Club, despite his fairly average performances so far this season, I don't really want to give up on the 20-year-old. So let's see how he performs in the remaining games in this calendar month before making the decision as to whether or not I need to bring in a more experienced head. It's Jurrien Timber's agent here, and he wants to move to a club where he can win trophies, not bottle them, so he wants to move to you to show his potential as a future star. Now, with Van Dijk beginning to reach the end of his time here at Liverpool Football Club, I have spoken about needing a long-term replacement for him, and whilst I've been given a fairly long list of potential replacements that I've been umming and ahhing over, one of them certainly wasn't one that came into mind. This man, Jurrien Timber from Arsenal, may well be a shocking signing to say the least. He does have the kind of physical traits that I need to play a high line, but with the Dutchman only really joining Arsenal recently, obviously having that year injury out, whilst it seems like he's available at a pretty decent fee of just £17 million. At this point in time, with him only just joining the North London Giants fairly recently, I'm not quite sure how realistic that sort of signing would be. And to be fair to Joe Gomez, he was a player that I wanted to try and phase out of the club, someone who I actually added to the transfer list only a couple of episodes ago. But after a really solid display against Manchester City in the last episode, do I need to potentially consider giving the 27-year-old one last chance to show what he can do? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. For now though, we're diving straight back into the football, and with our arch rivals Manchester United up next at Anfield, after struggling for goals once again using this 3-5-2 system, and the lack of fullbacks in the system meaning that I've had to leave one of my best players in Trent Alexander-Arnold on the bench. Once again, for the 4th time this season, I'm going to change this system up to try and see if I can find some sort of cohesion in my attack. I've got a feeling it's going to be another incredibly difficult game, but if we want to keep up the pressure on Manchester City at the top end of the Premier League table, it's one that we absolutely must win. And as you will see from the starting 11, it's going to be returned back to the usual back 4, and Adam Wharton and McAllister will partner each other in midfield. It's going to be a debut for the new signing Anthony Gordon, as Cody Gakpo and Diogo Jota partner each other up front. It's going to be Virgil van Dijk looking to build out from the back here, and it's Adam Wharton playing for his future here, so early doors here in Liverpool's shirt. Gives it to another debutant in Anthony Gordon. Gakpo tries to sneak into the centre. He's being accompanied here by Mo Salah in a very central position. McAllister from the edge of the box lines one up, straight against the defence. Last year for United, being tracked by Mo Salah. Really good defending from the Egyptian. Hot off his new contract, really in fabulous form. McAllister plays a lovely ball through to Cody Gakpo. I thought that was going to find his feet. Going to be Garnacho though for United into Casemiro. Plays it into Bruno Fernandes, and Højlund is just cut out there by Virgil van Dijk, as Canate can be the man to bring it away, but loses it in a really tough spot. And Liverpool now, oh my word, we just about managed to get the ball back. Frantic defending right on the edge of our own box there into McAllister. Look at the space the Argentinians got here to try and burst forward, but I'm I'm just waiting for the right pass into the right man, and I don't manage to find anyone. Where on earth was Mo Salah? Where on earth were the rest of my attackers? Once again, these changes in my system and my formation are really struggling with my attackers to find the right sort of cohesion, as Garnacho just skips past the challenge there of one of my defenders and plays it back into the path of Malacia. Anthony for United. Oh, brilliant challenge from Adam Wharton. That's what he's in the team for. Mo Salah once again has it on the right-hand side, just weaving around, trying to find the right pass here as McAllister looks to try and find a pass forward. Sorry, it's Adam Wharton now. Every single time we go forward, we look like we're outnumbered there as Adam Wharton with a really poor pass. But look at the tenacity to wing it back. Absolutely brilliant from the Englishman. Plays it into Jota on the head, and it's easy in the end for the goalkeeper. Garnacho, short one into Højlund, turns it around the corner into Malacia, the left back, storming forward here, but Canate came across, challenged, whacked it away for half-time. Once again, it's been a fairly tame affair here in the opening 45 minutes at Anfield, and once again, I'm struggling to find the back of the net, and once again, at the beginning of the second half, a sloppy pass given away to the opposition, and now United have the chance to get into the box here with Bruno Fernandes, but Canate comes away, and it's hacked clear by Adam Wharton. Well, how many times this series at the beginning of the second half is one sloppy pass after another going to potentially cost us here? And Adam Wharton tussling with the Manchester United midfield, only out as far as Garnacho, blocked by McAllister, United corner. And it's one that Anthony is going to take. The short option is there, they dummy it, it's thrown into the box, it's Trent with the header away, only out as far as Bruno Fernandes on the edge of the box, plays it short into Garnacho. Garnacho flings it around the corner into Maguire, the centre-back, forced my goalkeeper into a very smart save. Anthony Gordon, who's been fairly quiet so far on his debut here, weaving around, trying to find a pass forward, instead flings it over to the right-hand side to absolutely no one. Garnacho manages to get away from the challenge of Mo Salah, and Højlund manages to get away from the challenge of Canate, and manages to get away from the challenge of Virgil van Dijk, and Trent Alexander-Arnold storming through my defence here. Garnacho forces Alisson into another save. Well, once again, I feel like this system isn't working, and once again, I'm going to make a change. I'm switching to a narrow 4-2-3-1. I'm going to put Salah in the centre. I'm going to bring Nunez on, Chiesa on, and Szoboszlai. Once again on the hour mark, I feel like we've just got to do something different, and we've got to do it fast. United have a corner though, and it's Rashford who's going to take. Once again, the short option is there, and once again it's something they dummy. It's in from Casemiro. It's another save. Rashford to take the corner. I think it's their fourth corner in succession here for United. This time Alisson comes out to save. Brilliant goalkeeping once again from the Brazilian. McAllister into Anthony Gordon. Gordon going wide now into Mo Salah, who's picked up a central position, and that's a lovely ball into Darwin Nunez. Now, this is the first time we've really been able to drive into the Manchester United box, and it falls to Mo Salah, who takes on the shot, forces the goalkeeper into his first real save of the game. Rashford on the right-hand side, trying to be blocked off by Andy Robertson. Tussling, though, are those two, and it's Rashford who gets the better of the Scotsman here, flings it into the box to Højlund. Alisson to our rescue once again. It's Canate into Szoboszlai. This game starting now, finally, to open up here. Out to Chiesa on the right-hand side. The Italian looking to weave around the challenge of Malacia. He does so, flings it in, gets a corner. And it's one that McAllister is going to take. Looks to the edge of the penalty spot, and it's just headed down. Gordon can't get on the end of it. Marcus Rashford into Bruno Fernandes, blocked off by Virgil van Dijk. Hacked away. That wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. Short one from the United goalkeeper though. United looking to play out from the back here as we move deep into stoppage time. Marcus Rashford picks it up on the right-hand side. He's been influential since coming on as a sub, but McAllister with a good challenge into Robertson. Anthony Gordon forward into Mo Salah. Surely this is going to be the last real chance of the game here as the referee calls for full time. Well, once again, defensively we held firm, but once again our attack is found wanting in the games that I'm playing. Things haven't really quite clicked for me so far in FC 25. And once again, it finishes here at Anfield, 0-0. Well, Anthony Gordon scored 10 goals so far for Newcastle in this season, 9 of those coming in the Premier League, but he didn't look anywhere close to scoring on his Liverpool debut. And potentially it could be just from a total lack of understanding of what system we're going to play. I felt, though, towards the end of the game, I was getting some joy with this 4-2-3-1 narrow system. But what I have found is with my constant need to try and build my own custom system, I've kind of neglected some of the tactical presets that we've got here on FC 25. So I'm going to try and shift to a wing play setting, moving Salah from the right-hand side into that central attacking midfield role behind the striker. It's going to hopefully allow me to bring in the likes of Federico Chiesa to finally get his opportunity to play on the right-hand side. And with Nottingham Forest up next in the Premier League, let's see whether or not these changes can finally allow us to score a goal. And speaking of changes, there are a couple to my starting 11 that started against United. As you can see, Gravenberch comes in to partner McAllister in midfield. Chiesa comes in on the right. Diaz will come in on the left as Anthony Gordon drops to the bench. Out to Diaz. Diaz on the left-hand side. Diaz is going to try and lift this back over to the Scotsman, who nods it down into the path of Jota. Jota takes it on his right. Straight away, it's our first chance of the game inside 5 minutes here. And already I feel more comfortable with this new system. Morgan Gibbs-White, though, into Raul Jimenez, leading the line for Nottingham Forest here today. Gets it back for his troubles. Lovely little 1-2 with him and Moreno on the left-hand side. And Trent is frantically trying to come back here as Moreno's got the beating of him for pace, but he doesn't have the beating from him. Trying to get the ball into the box. Good defending in the end from the Englishman. And once again, we escape with the ball. Down the line it goes into Diego Jota. But what a brilliant challenge by the Forest defence. McAllister wins it back though. Waiting for the run of Jota. McAllister looking for the ball over to him. Once again, Murillo is equal to it. A man on my shortlist. Perhaps he's playing for an opportunity to play in a Liverpool shirt next season. But it's Forest who've got their own Jota here, who's marching down this right-hand side. But Konate comes across with a brilliant challenge. Robertson into Gravenberch. Gravenberch trying to see if he can seek a starting place, a regular starting place I should say, in my starting 11 here with a good performance. And it's Luis Diaz now. Luis Diaz plays it into Diogo Jota once again, leading the line. Jota across into Diaz. Where is everyone in the box though? No options, and in the end the attack breaks down. My attack just is not clicking into place once again. Dominguez, lovely pass into Odebert. Brilliant recovery defending from Konate. Now Mo Salah out to Chiesa on the right hand side. The Italian has acres of space waiting for the ball. He's too slow, but Murillo again with a wonderful challenge. Jota for Forest. A lovely pass into Jimenez. Jimenez can't go past Konate though. Robertson picks it up right on the stroke of half time here. Can Liverpool get a goal in the opening 45 minutes? Jota out to Chiesa on the right hand side. They're playing a low block once again, but the Italian comes across waiting for the run of Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right hand side. But we've got no one in the box here. Eventually Jota manages to find his way in, but Murillo with the challenge. We get a corner, and it's going to be the very last attack of the game here that Trent is going to take the corner. He flings it in, looking for the head of Gravenberch, doesn't manage to find it. It will be Jota who'll pick up the scraps. Out to Trent Alexander-Arnold into the defender Virgil van Dijk. It's whacked away though by the Forest defence at half time. What does a man have to do to score a goal here on FC 25? But it's Maffeo at the beginning of the second half for Forest who looks the more likely to try and create an opportunity here as he's burst down the right hand side. Plays it back into central though, into Morgan Gibbs-White. Cleared away though. This is our chance to break now. We've got space here. Diaz to lead the line and bring it forward. Out to Diogo Jota. Jota looks for the pass across into Chiesa who can't get there. And once again another attack breaks down. Mo Salah wins it back high though. Nice pass into Jota who lays it off for Chiesa. Chiesa waiting for the run. This time he checks back into Mo Salah. Mo Salah on his left. Into Gravenberch who takes it on. Smash it against the defender. Robertson into Diaz. Diaz looks forward into Mo Salah who's picked up a really nice central position. And he's weaving around trying to find the right ball. But it's the wrong ball once again. My goodness, I am useless at this game. But it's Forest who are not though, as they've snatched it away from the fingertips of Trent Alexander-Arnold into the box. And Odebert drags it wide. Once again, 20 minutes remaining on the clock. I'm ringing the changes. But it's Forest who've got the throw in a dangerous position. And it's a lovely little piece of interchanging play there right on the edge of my box. But it's Harvey Elliott on as a sub. Fresh legs with a brilliant challenge and brings the ball forward into Anthony Gordon here on the left-hand side. He's waiting for a run in the centre. He finds the run of Szoboszlai, who brings it across to McAllister. Why are none of my players making any sort of forward runs here? I just can't seem to get them to get into attacking positions whatsoever. But finally, Anthony Gordon can't get past Maffeo, who's had an absolutely storming game down that right-hand side. Virgil van Dijk, the centre-back, trying to bring it away. Look at, there's just no urgency from any of my players here. Trent brings it forward. We're totally outnumbered in the attacking areas. Cody Gakpo waiting for a run. Finds Szoboszlai, who tries to play it across to Anthony Gordon. And once again, it's intercepted by the Forest defence. And in our frustration to try and win the ball back, we've left gaps at the back here with just a couple of minutes left remaining on the clock. It's Maffeo with a barnstorming run down the right-hand side once again. Into Jota, looking for a ball across, deep into stoppage time. But Forest are the ones who've got the throw here. Maffeo surely going to fling this into the box. No, he's not, because the referee once again called time on a 0-0 draw. Well, different game, same old story. I think it's pretty much like the 5th or 6th game on the bounce where I have failed to find the back of the net across multiple episodes. What on earth is going on? Adrian DG, you've got to sort this out, and you've got to sort it out fast. We don't seem to have any problems in sim games though, as we pummel Brentford into submission, 3-1 away from home. But let's see for the third time this episode if we can fare any better in Europe as we face off in the Champions League against Lille back at Anfield. I've stuck to the same system, but once again you'll see I have rung the changes. There is a change in defence, with Gomez coming in for a heavily fatigued Virgil van Dijk, and Baird starts on the left. Szoboszlai in midfield, Salah and Chiesa keep their places in the attacking spots, but Gordon comes in on the left, as does Gakpo up front. Now, I did show you the table at the beginning of the episode of the Champions League, and I'm not quite sure, even if we do win today, whether or not that will keep our hopes alive, but we've just got to make sure we get the job done, and hopefully other teams will do us a favour. It's Anthony Gordon looking to do himself a little bit of favours after a pretty poor start here so far to life in a Liverpool shirt. Can he try and ignite his Liverpool career here in the Champions League as a ball is played over to him? Has he got the pace to get there ahead of the right back Santos? No, he doesn't. Szoboszlai under all sorts of pressure, manages to wriggle away from it though, and that's a nice pass into McAllister, into the feet of Mo Salah, and the Egyptian looking to try and skip away from one challenge, does manage to skip away from the challenge, and it's a wonderful ball into Anthony Gordon, who's just straight offside. Grovia once again, him and Thiago Santos really combining well down that right hand side, and once again they combine as the right back now has it on the edge of the box here, looking to try and fire a ball into the box, instead plays it back to Zagrovia. This time Joe Gomez with a wonderful challenge. Melvin Bard tries to skip it away, and in the end it falls straight back into the path of the right back. That's a defence splitting pass. Alisson is out. My goodness, we just about managed to get away with one there. Once again, it's Thiago Santos. Absolutely everything is coming down the right hand side for Lille so far in the opening half an hour here. It's played though back into Wilson. Wilson shapes up to strike on his left. Great defending once again. Federico Chiesa though into Mo Salah. Mo Salah looking for runners, no runners whatsoever from midfield. Where on earth are my attacking players when you need them? It just seems like the opposition have too many men, they've got too many bodies back, and we can't quite seem to find the right pass or the right movement from any of my players. Mo Salah into Szoboszlai, back out to Mo Salah. Where are the runs, people? Please make them. I'm looking for them. Eventually I find one, but the pass isn't there. Into Mo Salah. Mo Salah is central. Gakpo is straight offside. I'm trying to use Mo Salah to be the real fulcrum to my attack here, to try and play those defence splitting passes through. And at the moment he's playing a few decent passes, but not like that, because he loses it in a really good position for Lille. And Wilson skips away from the challenge of Konate, and the former Newcastle man is through here, but Alisson to my rescue once again. McAllister under all sorts of problems, but he has the composure to keep his head, play it out to Melvin Bard as the referee calls for half-time. Well, the two big chances of the game so far have fallen in the way of Lille, who have not been able to take them, but what a surprise here as we begin the second half. Once again, 0-0. Liverpool now without a goal, and I've lost count of how many hours here. Trent Alexander-Arnold into Mo Salah. Mo Salah into the feet of Cody Gakpo. I'm looking for runners, and I'm not going to get anywhere with passes like that. Out to Anthony Gordon. Can we try and spread the play? Add a little bit of width here. That's a wonderful ball over to Chiesa on the right-hand side. Waiting for the run of Trent Alexander-Arnold. And once again, a ball is intercepted here on FC 25. Oh, it's too easy for Callum Wilson once again to open up my defence. Konate comes across, and eventually the Frenchman does at the second attempt manage to win the ball back. But it's Anthony Gordon now. Finally, can the Englishman stretch his legs down this right-hand side? The Englishman has the pace to get away from Tyrone Mings. Another Englishman here, a former Aston Villa player. Anthony Gordon into the box, looks to cut it back. It's intercepted again. Well, 20 minutes left. You know the drill. The changes are incoming. What changes can they make? Dominic Szoboszlai in all sorts of problems, though, in the centre of the park here. Loses it. And Lille now have the chance to try and burst through my defence. They've done it once again. Can they this time take advantage? Yes, they do. It's a lovely dink over Alisson, who came rushing out. But this time he didn't come out quick enough. And with 72 minutes on the clock, we're made to pay. Once again, my defence is undone. It's all too easy, and Alisson, well, he came out as quickly as he could, but it just wasn't quick enough. Lille take the lead, 1-0. Or when you don't score, and the score remains at 0-0, you know any slight mistake, you will be punished, especially at this high level. And once again, we've been punished here. It's Harvey Elliott who wins it back, and now he's got space to run into, but where are the runners? I'm waiting and waiting. Luis Diaz into the box. Look how crowded it is. He's got no one in there. Why is none of my players making any runs? So he's got to take it on himself, and he does do just that. My goodness, Luis Diaz has answered all of my my prayers. We have finally scored a goal here in episode 6. And look at the delight on my face and look at the delight from the bench. Well, goodness me, I was waiting and waiting. I was running to the byline to try and wait for the ball in. The box was crowded and Luis Diaz decided enough was enough. If someone else can't do it, he's going to do it himself. 1-1. But with under 10 minutes remaining on the clock, the big question now is, can we go and find the second we so desperately need here in the Champions League? And McAllister wins it back in a good position, looking to play the ball through here to Diogo Jota. Can't get past the defender though. And it's Luis Diaz who wins it back once again. Diaz, full of confidence now, can't go past the defender, but just about manages to keep hold of the ball here. Is the attack in a breakdown? Where are the runners here? It's a ball over to Mo Salah, who's just straight offside again. And as you can see, with my arms crossed, the referee has called time on this game once again. And once again, the spoils are shared here. It's our third game. It's a draw. Eventually, we finally managed to score. But it finishes here 1-1. That draw certainly is not going to be enough though, because with us in 34th place in the Champions League, our fate has been sealed and we are about to be crashing out of Europe's biggest cup competition. But with my confidence up here after scoring finally one goal in this episode, I'm going to try and see if I can go one step further and get a goal in the Premier League against the team that shocked the world in the opening game of the season, as it's time for the final game of the episode at home to Ipswich. Once again, there are a couple of changes. Kwanzaa and Gomez come in at the back. Robertson returns to the starting 11. Gravenberch starts in midfield. Diaz also retains his place with Salah and Gordon, who will start on the right-hand side. Cody Gakpo will be the man to lead the line. And Mo Salah wins it back high. Mo Salah now, the Egyptian, drives into the box, waiting for the run of Cody Gakpo. Can't quite find it. Instead, I'm going to float it into the back post here. It's cut back, looking for the ball into Gravenberch over the bar. Oh my goodness, what a story that would have been. 5 minutes in, finally a goal in the Premier League in this episode, but unfortunately it was not meant to be, and we're going to have to wait a little bit longer. It's flung over to the left-hand side, and the goal scorer from the first game of the season, Jack Clark, is now bursting down that side, and he's gone past Kwanzaa like he's not even there. Into the box he goes. Why is it not as crowded as the opposition normally is? McAllister comes across. He breathes a sigh of relief as well, wipes the sweat off his brow as 15 minutes in, Ipswich have the first corner of the game, and it's a corner they're going to take short here. Diaz blocks off. It's going to be corner number 2. This time the short option is not there. Looks like they're going to fling it in instead, and they do not though. Eventually they do manage to find the short option. It's played back into Hutchinson, right on the edge of the box, into Greaves, takes on the strike. Easy in the end for Alisson to deal with. Trent Alexander-Arnold out to Gordon. It is heavy rain here at Anfield, and that is having a serious adverse effect on my game here, as the ball is just sticking to the ground like complete and utter glue. Robertson though plays it into Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz ends up playing it back though to Robinson on the left hand side. Salah picks it up in the centre. Salah tries to put it on his right, but what a crunching challenge that was from Taylor. Just, oh, that's a nice pass into the lap. And the Ipswich man leading the line, bustling his way past Gomez, and Greaves does the same thing, almost loses out, doesn't lose out, but Mo Salah eventually manages to win it back in a really good spot here as McAllister to bring it away into Anthony Gordon down the right-hand side. Can the Englishman burst clear with that pace that he so has in his locker, flings it into the box, looks for Cody Gakpo, heads it well wide. Short pass into Caljuice, Luis Diaz wins it, Mo Salah has it, the Egyptian lines it up. Another block and interception from the opposition defence. Mo Salah's won it back though once again. This time it's Gravenberch looking for the ball into Cody Gakpo. Finds the ball. Cody Gakpo straight down the pipe into the goalkeeper's arms. Shock horror. 45 minutes over, we start the second half. The scores are 0-0. McAllister looking for the ball forward into Cody Gakpo, waiting for the run of Gordon. Finds the run of Gordon, but there's absolutely no one in the box. Gordon will take it on himself. Where was the pass? I was looking for Cody Gakpo. There was too much on it. And in the end, it was Robinson, the left back, who had to come across to put the shot in. And once again, it was blocked. Mo Salah wins it again. He's been really influential since moving into this central position. Gordon looking to try and see if he can be influential as he plays it into Trent. Trent looking for Gakpo. Interception by the opposition once again. What a broken record. Out to Greaves on the left-hand side. Greaves weaving, turning, great play into Jack Clark, gets it back for his troubles, and he weaves away from Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's into Delap. Delap takes it on. In the end, Alisson forced into another save. Out to Luis Diaz it goes. Back into Mo Salah it goes. Salah into Gravenberch. Anthony Gordon has space on the right to play and to try and run into here. Gordon does do so, but no one's making any runs. Gravenberch now into Robertson. The momentum is breaking down, but Luis Diaz has the ball across. Cody Gakpo finally scores in the Premier League, and for the first time this game, Liverpool Football Club take the lead in a football match that I am actually playing. Well, it's a miracle here on episode 6. The ball goes across and it is not intercepted. Look at the fizz on that one. I wanted to make sure that Cody Gakpo got it, and my word, he did. He did his best effort to try and sky it over the bar, but it hit the roof of the net as the Liverpool fans' celebrations hit the skies as we take a 1-0 lead. Well, with that goal scored, once again, I'm ringing the changes. Can we hold on to a 1-0 lead? And who knows, can we even double it? Wolsey for Ipswich, blocked by Robertson. Really good defending from the Scotsman into Harvey Elliott on as a sub. Harvey Elliott looking for the run of Luis Diaz, waiting to try and find the right ball. He's not going to play it. Instead, he's going to take it on himself here, all the way to the edge of the box, just drags it wide. Plays it over, so Botzlai wins the head, but unfortunately it falls to an Ipswich attacker. McAllister can't challenge, but instead Kwanzaa will get on the scraps, and it falls to McAllister now, who's going to just bring this one through the heart of the midfield, waiting for the run of Chiesa. Chiesa did make the run, but it's challenged and intercepted by an Ipswich defender. We're heading to the end, the final few minutes of this game, and I'm counting it down because at the moment, with us being 1-0 up here, how long can we hold on for what will be, for me, a memorable game as Gakpo plays it through, absolutely hacked down by Taylor. Referee, where's your whistle? Where's the foul? The whistle comes, but it's for full time instead. I mean, it wasn't the absolute electric end-to-end game that I was hoping for, and it wasn't the battering that I was hoping for too, but it is 3 points that we so desperately need, and finally it is the goal that we so desperately need in the Premier League. That man Cody Gakpo celebrates as his finish gives us a 1-0 lead at full time. We might be out of the Champions League, but we're very much in the Premier League, top of the table. Yes, we have played an extra game to Manchester City, but we are 3 points clear. And with this team hopefully now finally finding its shooting boots in the Premier League, can we fire ourselves to become Premier League champions once again? Because that is going to be that for the end of today's episode. Thanks everyone for watching once again, and I'll see you next time.